In an era where headlines twist facts, misinformation spreads faster than wildfire, and fake news is a political weapon, we find ourselves asking uncomfortable questions. What even is truth? Who decides it? And is it still possible to trust anything we see or hear? Friedrich Nietzsche, the 19th century German philosopher best known for declaring God is dead, had a bold and unsettling answer. He didn't believe in truth as an absolute or objective reality. To him, truth was just another human invention, a construct, a metaphor that had been worn down into something falsely accepted as fact. What mattered more to Nietzsche wasn't truth at all. It was power, the raw, unfiltered force behind human will, motivation, and meaning-making. Welcome to the unfolding journey, where we dive deep into philosophy, ideas, and the forces shaping our modern minds. In today's video, we're exploring why Nietzsche's will to power offers a radical lens on today's post-truth world, and why understanding his philosophy might be more essential now than ever before. Let's dive in. Nietzsche was no fan of comforting lies. In works like On Truth and Lies in a Non-Moral Sense, Nietzsche argued that what we call truth is essentially a collection of metaphors, illusions, and conventions. Language, by its very nature, simplifies reality. Over time, we forget these simplifications were ever arbitrary. We start believing in them as facts. Take the example of the word leaf. According to Nietzsche, the word generalizes countless individual leaves into a single concept, leaf, ignoring their unique differences. That's not truth. It's utility. Language doesn't mirror the world. It distorts it in ways that serve human survival and societal cohesion. What we call truth is merely what has been socially useful, agreed upon, and repeated until it becomes unchallengeable. Nietzsche writes, "What then is truth? A mobile army of metaphors, metonymies, anthropomorphisms. Truths are illusions which we have forgotten are illusions." In this way, Nietzsche shatters the Enlightenment ideal that reason and science can bring us closer to objective truth. Instead, he sees truth as historically contingent, shaped by power structures, cultural values, and even our biology. This idea, radical in his time, becomes explosive in ours. If truth is not the highest value, what is? For Nietzsche, it's the will to power, an idea that runs through much of his work, especially in Thus Spoke Zarathustra and The Will to Power, a posthumous collection of notes. Contrary to how it's often misread, Nietzsche's will to power is not just about domination or brute force. It's more metaphysical than that, a driving force behind life itself. It's the fundamental impulse behind creation, ambition, transformation, and self-overcoming. Nietzsche believed that humans don't seek truth for its own sake. They seek it to gain power, to control chaos, to assert meaning over a meaningless universe. Even the pursuit of science, often thought of as the purest form of truth-seeking, is, in Nietzsche's view, a sublimated will to power, a way for humans to organize the world in terms they can master. Knowledge is power not just in the Enlightenment sense, but in an existential, psychological sense. And here lies the pivot. Truth-seeking isn't neutral. It's an expression of will, shaped by desire, ego, perspective, and power. This reorientation away from a world of objective facts, and toward a world of perspectival drives, sets the stage for the reality we now live in. Forward to the 21st century, and Nietzsche's insights start to look eerily prophetic. We live in what many call a post-truth world, a time when objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion, identity, and belief. In 2016, Oxford Dictionaries even declared post-truth the word of the year as political lies, misinformation, and conspiracy theories became normalized. This is not a breakdown of truth. It's a shift in what we value. Nietzsche would say, "You're witnessing the will to power in action." When political figures disregard evidence and spin narratives for personal gain, they're not confused. They're exercising will to power, reshaping reality to fit their agenda. When corporations push narratives through advertising, PR, and social media campaigns, they're not seeking truth, they're seeking influence. They're leveraging the power of symbols, images, and repetition, exactly the sort of mechanisms Nietzsche warned about. Truth, in this context, becomes a battleground, not a shared destination. Nietzsche didn't believe all perspectives are equal, but he did believe that all knowledge is perspectival. That means, no one can access the view from nowhere. Every belief, every value, every truth claim arises from a particular point of view, shaped by background, culture, experience, and power dynamics. This isn't relativism in the anything goes sense. Nietzsche still values creativity, strength, and life affirmation over passivity, conformity, or nihilism. But he also recognizes that our truths are inseparable from our perspectives, and from the wills that produce them. In today's media landscape, where algorithms tailor content to reinforce personal beliefs, we're living inside Nietzschean perspectivism, whether we like it or not. The internet isn't about discovering truth. It's about preference, performance, and power. Everyone has a megaphone. Everyone is constructing their version of the truth. The fragmentation of consensus reality, far from being an accident, might be the logical outcome of Nietzsche's insight. So, what do we do with all this? If Nietzsche is right, that truth is constructed, and power is the engine behind belief, does that mean we should just give up on truth altogether? Not necessarily. What Nietzsche offers is not despair but a challenge. Own your perspective. Don't hide behind false objectivity or moral certainty. Recognize how your beliefs are tied to your desires, your will, and then take responsibility for them. In a world dominated by performative outrage, ideological bubbles, and truth as branding, Nietzsche's philosophy demands intellectual honesty and existential courage. We must ask ourselves, are we pursuing truth, or just defending a narrative that benefits us? Are we open to new perspectives, or addicted to the power of being right? Are we using knowledge to grow, or to dominate? Nietzsche forces us to reckon with these questions not just intellectually but personally. It's easy to misread Nietzsche as a nihilist, but his project was always one of revaluation, tearing down old idols to create space for new, life-affirming values. He saw through the comforting illusions of traditional morality and truth, but he didn't want to leave us empty-handed. He wanted us to become creators, to forge our own truths in the crucible of lived experience. In a post-truth era, Nietzsche's message is more vital than ever. Not because he dismisses truth but because he shows us how fragile, dynamic, and contested it really is. The answer isn't to retreat into cynicism, or to blindly believe whatever aligns with our biases. The answer is to become more conscious of the forces shaping what we believe, and to become willing to take ownership of our beliefs, our values, and our world. Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, insightful, or even a little uncomfortable, good. That's the power of philosophy. It doesn't give easy answers, but it challenges you to think harder, deeper, and more honestly. This is The Unfolding Journey, a channel dedicated to exploring the ideas that shape our lives, challenge our assumptions, and help us grow. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to the channel for more content on philosophy, psychology, and the big questions of our time. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Until next time, keep questioning, keep unfolding, and keep searching, not just for truth but for meaning.